We're back with another one. You guys wanted it. Another look at an old video, an old documentary about ghost hunting. Very British, this one is. It's interesting. Let's put it like that. You've got a cameraman who just likes cleavages, the Pied Piper of the paranormal who summons children to his home, and the best investigator I've ever seen who wears his mother's cataract glasses. Let's just get into it. So this video is from 1975. It's on the BBC archive. I will put the link to the whole thing in the channel below because I'm not going to play all of it. It's about 50 minutes long. I'm not going to play all of it, even though I really want to, because it's brilliant. It just gives you an insight of how the British people were perceived, and you can only appear on television if you were posh. If you spoke a bit like this, then you've got no chance of being TV. Everybody, you're going to be the guy who invented, in my opinion, the REM pod. The device this guy has in his room to detect a ghost is ridiculous. So, let's just get on with it. Let's start from the very beginning, where we meet the presenter, and we meet a guy who is probably the coolest paranormal investigator I've ever seen, the poshest and the coolest, who also doesn't take any shit. Let's go. Right, we're all queued up and ready, so let's press play. This is the Ghost Hunters. This is how it starts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
If you wish to spell, will you start tilting, please? We'll go to the alphabet A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D.
The Ghost Hunters.
E, F, G.
It's just got a board.
Let's see this up G. Will you please rock twice for yes and once for
Hugh
no?
Burnett.
It's G. Rock twice for yes and once for no, please. Is it G, the first letter, please? Once, twice.
Right.
Okay, next
Look at this guy.
Second letter, please. Start spelling.
He's the presenter. He just looks like something from a Hammer horror film.
E.
Who are you talking to, Mr. Herbert?
Well, we don't know, do we? Presumably one of our subconscious minds, one of us.
He tells him to shush him. Shh.
Anyway.
Cameraman who likes
This is
cleavage.
not I suppose just a demonstration. Just
Whoa.
This is strictly
B,
scientific.
C, D, E, F, G, H.
Some strange goings-on have been reported from a pub in Wiltshire.
Right, so now we go to the
Widely-travelled
pub.
ghost hunter, Mr. Benson Herbert, has come to investigate.
Look at the way he investigates.
Got
It's
two
brilliant.
fireplaces here. They're all right. They couldn't produce any odd
just
sounds,
a-
I suppose. Was
Tap
there
some
much
more.
wind these nights, these days?
The days, no, it was quite a quiet day. The first day we ever
What
heard
time of the
this.
year?
It must have been late.
Right, I'm going to
summer.
pause it here. Right. When I can. Here we go. Right, pause it here. Right, a mouse on the piano. The thing is, the guy is actually asking all the right questions, even though he is clearly wearing his dead mother's cataract glasses. Right, he's so cool. But people in the 1970s, they looked a lot older than they were. Right, so this guy, he looks about in his, I would say, 60s. He's probably only 25, but he's asking the right questions. What was the weather like? Fireplace. How many fireplaces have they got? Do mice run across the piano? We just don't know.
Not footsteps across the
Do we get
floor.
mice in the place much?
Not in the building. We found some. In the
Valid.
houses, but not in the building.
Not actually in the building. And it's all carefully locked up, and you had no sign of intruders.
Well, the first time this happened was on a Thursday morning.
This is
This
Thursday.
was at the Cash and Carry, and I was sitting downstairs doing some work, and I heard these footsteps go across this clubroom floor.
I love it.
Came all the
Oh,
way
look
up.
at this guy.
The
Right, he's got to pause it here.
the-
Right, look at this guy. He looks like, in my opinion, right, he looks like Eric Idle. Right, he looks like a character from a Monty Python TV show. This guy's great, and his wife. His wife's only, believe it or not, when you look at it, she's only 17.
bedroom.
He's
and,
only
club
21.
room was closed, bolted from the bedroom side. The doors to the outside stairs were also closed. I opened them. I even looked down the stairs in case someone was walking up and down the stairs, but there was nothing at all.
I love his eyebrows.
So there seem to
They're
be
great.
two kinds of poltergeist. One is associated with
Straight away it's a
place
poltergeist.
located poltergeist, and the other a person located poltergeist, which follows the person around if they move. So the next question is, what about before you came here? Did you, in your previous place, did you ever get any odd?
In our previous place,
Yes.
in our own home, my wife maybe will tell you something about this.
Yes, could you?
We had a bedroom.
Go on, wife.
We've still got the house, actually. Well, actually, you know more about it than I do, because somebody died, one of your relations died in that room, but I didn't know this. I didn't know it at all. And I never liked that bedroom. I couldn't stand it, and my young daughter didn't like it either. She didn't like being alone in the house, and she was 12 years old. I mean, she was no baby.
The theory, Mr. Herbert, that
That
ghosts go with people rather than...
Place, it's a person located poltergeist. Due to a room unconscious
Pause it here.
powers.
You can imagine, right? So it's great because she's going, well, my daughter, she was 12. Her name's Carol Ann, and we think we neither of us like that bedroom. It's just wonderful, and but the guy, he's just like, yeah, absolutely, it's a poltergeist.
Affecting matter around her, making noise or movements. You had a movement, didn't you? Something moved off a bath or something.
Yes.
His
This
bowels.
was a funny incident. We were. I
No,
was
I bet you
putting
it was.
Some mirror tiles in the bathroom, 6 of them, and one continued to fall down.
Not
kept
5.
Falling down, kept falling down, kept falling down, and never smashing. just
Multiple
falling.
times.
One day we were standing there, it had fallen down. I said, Liz, there must be something causing this. And she said, it's our poltergeist.
Bad glue.
So I said, well, if there's someone here, show yourself. And just then, from a chair that was standing, I suppose, 5-6 feet away from us, fell a bath rack. No one pushed it, no one jumped or anything like it. It just fell off. I could say it jumped off, but I'm prepared to say it fell off.
How can she make that fall off the wall?
Well, by what we call psychokinesis, there's for example, there's a woman in Leningrad, Madame Kulagina, who can move objects by willing them. I've done experiments with her
And Liz is doing it
many
without
times,
willing
and she doesn't realise
So-
she's doing it, but presumably somehow she's doing it.
Right, pause it there. So, not only have they got a poltergeist in the house, right? This is, right, the poltergeist is there following them about, okay? So, poltergeist in the home. But the mother, the matriarch, the wife, the landlady of this pub is Carrie. She's like going, you can imagine there's just, right, last one's at the bar, I'll have one more please, and she's just going like fucking scanners at them. Right. But she doesn't know she's doing it. Why's your head, what are you doing that with your head for? As the guy's head explodes. Man, this pub is haunted.
Well, there's a lot of data to verify this idea. It's not my idea. It's a general consensus of opinion among parapsychologists all over the world agrees with this idea. And so you would call this telekinesis if she's not aware of it, and psychokinesis if she is aware of it.
So, now, Mr. Herbert, are you investigating...
Fair
Liz,
enough.
Or are you investigating the pub?
He'd like to
Well,
investigate
I could,
Liz.
of course, put her through some psychic tests to see if she has psychic powers, but this is not quite the appropriate moment. I haven't got all the apparatus ready just here. Instead, I will probably just investigate in the room as a physical environment. And we have here some sample apparatus, the kind of thing, a small
Right, his equipment.
sample of the
Check this
apparatus
out.
I usually use for a preliminary investigation. My assistants, Vicky and Reg, helped me with the setting up. This is a negative iron pistol. If
Right.
Vicky will come here, I'll just demonstrate to. If you like to
Right,
open your mouth,
got to get Vicky.
I'm
Go
going
on,
to fire
Vicky.
negative ions into your mouth. Now I'm firing. Now you can close your mouth. Now I turn it away, and I slowly release the trigger, and the positive ions are harmlessly going in this direction.
Now, what does that mean? I mean, positive ions, negative ions. What are you talking about?
I wanna know what that
negative
means.
Air, which are very good for the human organism, and make you more alert. For example, there's some French airlines use this kind of thing for their pilots.
I'm not even shocked.
It keeps them more alert. I myself find usually without this I could perhaps keep on working or writing an article till 2 a.m. With it I can go on to about 4 a.m.
I can pause that there. So, a gun that you put in a pouty lady's mouth takes away all their negative ions and then releases it and shoots it into the atmosphere where somebody else could just innocently walk into that and they're all negative now, I suppose. Well, this is his paranormal equipment. Who are we to argue?
And so this helps for the spooky atmosphere. Now, while
Why do you
Vicky's
keep
while-
referring to a spooky atmosphere? Because it sounds a bit stagey.
we are trying to incite the poltergeist. There's some kind of poltergeist here. It's difficult to get these to happen just when you want them, especially when people interview you with cameras. And we don't know what's
There's a
gonna
little
happen.
dig.
So we try to bring it on, if possible, for the benefit of the cameras. We hope something might happen. It may not, I don't know. And while Vicky is setting that up,
I mean-
Reg is fitting up an infrared detector.
Oh, a
This,
detector?
if it's properly fixed up, can detect the heat of a candle a quarter of a mile away. But we don't...
A quarter of a mile away.
A
Yes,
quarter
yes,
of a
yes,
mile away.
Oh, yes, this kind of thing is used by astronomers for detecting heat from stellar bodies. Many people in haunted houses claim that the temperature goes down before something happens.
I mean, pause it there. You've got to remember, right, this is 1975. These people in 1975, which was 51 years ago, are better paranormal investigators than some of the YouTube shit that's on there now. These are great. These are brilliant. Okay, doing it for the cameras, but I can understand what he's saying. But this is brilliant. 51 years ago, an old man in his wife's cataract glasses, right, he's got a very pouty assistant, right, and a guy called Reg, right, and they go about with clamps that you see in a science, like you used to see in a science lab when I was at school, right, and they're trying to go sort of properly.
They feel shivery, and we've discovered that it's a real drop in temperature. It's not just imagination. And the third bit of apparatus is this electrostatic meter.
The
which
electrostatic
detects,
polarity
changes in
indicator.
Electrostatic field. Now, if
EMF.
if you put it down here, just clip this on, you can erect this at any convenient point, say in a corridor along which a ghost is supposed to be walking. And when I press this, the needle flickers right over, showing this pistol is working, you say. I'll now centralize the needle, and when I press it'll go to the right, and then when I leave go, it'll go the other way, as you see, and slowly come back to normal. And so if that changes for no reason, one may assume
See,
possibly
it's an
there's
EMF
something
meter.
odd happening, like a poltergeist.
Right, I'm going to pause it there. Right. So it just goes to show if anyone touches it, the needle will go from left and it'll go to right, and so it will say if anything happens, like a poltergeist. He's not messing about. He's going, right, it's a fucking poltergeist. Yeah? Right. Just straight in there. Right. This is so far brilliant.
You've travelled all over Europe, Mr. Benson Herbert, with this apparatus that here.
Well, yes, with more sophisticated apparatus than this, actually.
And what do you think
East and West
here?
Europe.
What do you think from what you've
I love
seen
that everybody in
there?
the 70s wore beige.
Do you think that house is haunted?
Yeah, so I was going to wear my brown
Well, I
shirt
think
and my
there's,
brown trousers
something
with
odd
my
about the house, which is,
brown underpants and my
maybe
brown
there's
socks with
something
my
off.
brown
But
shoes.
don't have to investigate for a longer period of time, 3 or 4 months. At Sanford Orcus, I was there for 2 or 3 years, for instance.
Right, pause it there.
At least
Right.
2 or 3
Right, so this guy, right, 1975, he's not gone to the place and gone, yeah, there's a poltergeist here. He's saying that we might have to be here for a few months. We may even do it over the course of a few years. So to anybody out there who says, why do these channels keep going back to the same location? They did it in 1975.
Managed to be sure of that there's something rather odd happening, you know?
Down in Sussex lives another ghost
Right,
hunter,
now we
Mr.
meet a new guy.
Green. He believes that ghost sightings are telepathic contact with
Andrew Green.
electromagnetic rays caused by emotional events of the past.
Andrew Green is the Pied Piper of the paranormal.
On the right track, on the wrong track.
Please take a seat.
So,
Right,
the
pause
point
it
you're
there.
making-
Right, so we're in his house now, right? And then it's not planned. Of course it's not planned. Planned. But any minute now, there's a little knock at his door. And while he's walking through, Pied Piper of the paranormal, he gets all the village kids to come round. It's like a scene from like Huckleberry Finn. They're all there with fishing rods. Hello, mister, have you got a ghost in your house?
And really is that they are projecting something into the place. What you've just said contradicts the whole notion that ghosts are anything to do with religious heaven and hell.
Quite. I can't see any connection between ghosts and life after death, for example. We've got the situation where 61% of ghosts that are reported in this country are in fact of phantoms of living people, which bears out this theory that ghosts have got nothing to do with life
Of
after
living
death.
people.
Ghosts of living people.
What sort of places, buildings, locations have you found in your researches?
Well, here's another misconception. People seem to think that the haunted houses are very old manor houses and castles and ancient ruins. This isn't true. There's a oil refinery in Essex. There are bingo halls, there's theatres, there's some synagogue, for example.
Makes sense.
Modern council houses.
Here we go. The kids have arrived.
And
Hello, mister.
hello, who are you?
Are you Mr. Green, the ghost hunter?
Yes, I am. You better come in and sit down. See what you can.
It's like Lord of the Flies.
What do you want to know, Phyllis?
We want to know if Stephen's house was haunted. Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
St.
Hang on.
Catherine's cottage.
St. Catherine's.
Oh.
I think it used to be haunted at one time by an old woman.
You sit
there are
down
a lot of
here, young man.
Villages in the country are haunted. A lot of places in this particular village that are haunted. You know the youth club?
Is it haunted?
That's haunted. This one's haunted as well.
This house?
Hmm.
Do you know
was
what
that
guy?
haunted by?
I don't know. I
Okay,
wish I
it's like-
did.
It's like a
There's
mixture of the
water
cast
divider.
between
Water
like that
divider
kid, Children of the Corn,
Water.
Lord of the Flies,
Stick to the
and
wall.
Huckleberry
That's
Finn.
right. And if it
Yes.
waves,
Yes.
there's water underneath.
Yes.
Well, he came here about 3 or 4 months ago, and he wanted to find water, and I said, did he find bones? So he said, yes, he found bones. So I said, all right, well,
I've
go
got
around
a
the process,
bone.
see if
Do you
we
wanna
can find
see?
any bones. And he said, well, I've got to have a bone to work on, you see. If I'm thinking of water, I'm looking for water. But I'm thinking of bones, and I've got to have a bone with me.
What? Keeps talking
Right.
about
Cat had
bones.
dug up a cat's jawbone in the front garden. I gave this to him. And he went all over the cottage, and I saw this hazel twig vibrate at the very spot there. And he said, you've got a 6-foot body along there, underneath the floor. And since when, I've had about 27 people come here, and walking from this room into the other one, and faint on that spot.
So it could
Poltergeist. Demon.
Well, it could be an animal, of course. You know, it need not necessarily be a human. What about you?
Where is this, Andrew?
Well, let's have a look, shall we? See what these lads.
Yes,
feel.
come on, lads. Come with me. Let's see what you feel about the bone. I mean, this area.
Can you feel anything there? Because that's where it is. And when I was knocking this baking oven down, you see there were 2 baking ovens, one there and one there. When I knocked this one down, I found that carving knife. And somebody 2 or 3 people have told me that that was a murder weapon that killed someone.
Anyway, kids, enjoy the rest of your day.
And the body lies.
Right, I'm
along
going to
there.
pause it there.
Heads up.
If you want to watch all of this, the link's in the description below. But yeah, so Oliver Twist and his friends go home traumatized. So that's nice. So, meanwhile, in Hampstead.
Meanwhile, over in Hampstead, lives a man who spent many years patiently trying to photograph a ghost. He's Mr.
This is
John
brilliant.
Cotton, a retired naval commander,
Excuse
a
me.
member of the Society for Psychical Research.
I've always been interested in any phenomena,
This guy
reported phenomena which
is
require
brilliant.
explanation.
What have you learned?
It's rather a leading question, what I've learned. I mean...
Well, I meant it to be.
yes,
What is the situation?
well, yeah, I meant it to
Believe
be.
in ghosts?
Answer my
that
question.
again is a difficult question to answer, because if I said, yes, I believe in ghosts, it might imply that I frequently see ghosts, which I do not. On the other hand, if I said I didn't believe in ghosts, it would imply that I think nobody sees ghosts. So that wouldn't be true either, because...
If you saw a ghost, would you then believe in ghosts?
Yes, I would, but I would not necessarily assume that it was an external entity. I would want it to stay there if possible and try and investigate it.
This
to
guy's
see what,
brilliant.
in fact, it really was. It might be
People
product
from
of my
2026
imagination,
need to listen
much
to
of
this guy.
hallucination. And I would want to try and see if I could test this out.
And this is what?
It's a piece of electronic equipment.
Look at what he's
I'll
invented.
explain to you what happened. Look, I plug in here.
He pretty much has invented a REM pod.
Now that's plugging in a vibrator, and this is plugging in a wind vane.
A wind vane.
Yes. Well, now, supposing there is a draft of air.
Just brilliant. Just watch what he's invented.
Now, that would wake me up if I was asleep. And
So
I would-
you'd expect to be waiting in a... You'd be sleeping.
Well, I'd be sleeping.
You'd be
Because
keeping on
these
a
things happen
Right.
in the middle of the
And
night.
he's
you know.
got a button.
Now, automatically as that happened, that camera would have operated and taken a photograph. You focus that somewhere in the centre of the room, and when I heard that buzzer, I'd press this and take an ordinary flash picture there, you see, hoping that we would get a photograph of something. Now, in addition to that, if there's a vibration,
Genius.
if that vibrates, the same thing happens. This is a photoelectric cell. If there's a change in the illumination, this can be set by this. So that
It's
just
brilliant.
not operating with the ambient light, and if the light changes, it operates. This is a microphone, the same thing happens. That can be set so that it'll operate with any particular noise. And here is a wire, which I trained all around the room.
Well done.
So that if anything was to touch it physically, anything touching that wire. And this one is a temperature control. If the temperature changed within 3 degrees, that's a much
It's fucking brilliant.
thermostatic control, a sensitive one. So it would automatically take a photograph. Hopefully that it would
What
take
a
photograph
genius.
of a ghost, but in my view, more likely to take a photograph of a cat knocking something over in the middle of the night and creating a noise.
What this guy?
Whether
guy-
or not ghosts are external entities, experience has shown that whatever they may be, they don't usually manifest when you set up instruments to detect them.
Now, you say they don't usually. Have they ever?
To my knowledge, no. No, to my knowledge, no.
Pause
I
it
ought
there.
to say-
Right. This guy's a breath of fresh air. Everybody should watch this guy. You guys out there need to share out this link to this video, right? So certain individuals can look at it and go, that's the honest, truthful way of ghost hunting. This guy literally has 2 cameras set up, has invented this rudimentary device out of wires and magnets, right? He keeps a clicker in his finger, so if anything wakes him up, he's like, mate, he's all over it. What a genius. Let me know in the comments below. Who's your favourite so far? Cataract, the Pied Piper, or Mr. Forgot his name, Mr. REM-pod inventor. He's basically built an app, right? But real. He's invented everything that you see in an app, right? But in real life. Fucking genius.
In Bath lives Mrs. Royal and her husband.
Mrs. Royal
Mrs.
and her
Royal is an
husband
expert on
are
the city's
brilliant.
haunted places. She loves ghosts and prefers to be called a ghost collector.
Ken?
Ken!
Ken, come and tell them about
She's
the,
clearly
thing
drunk.
you saw the other night.
Come and tell me the things you saw the other
Standing
night.
up.
You saw a man standing in your own house?
In my bedroom, yeah, above the bed. Sometimes I see a man, sometimes I see a woman, girl.
What are they dressed like?
And the bloke was dressed in black, very smart.
Now, if I came to a house, if I saw a man in my bedroom, I would get up and challenge him and say, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Well, you're sort of half asleep. You don't, think, well, he's there. He doesn't move, and he doesn't menace you at all. So you think, well, why worry?
So
It's just a guy in my room.
No idea. I used to think it was the shadows and things, but it's not, because you only get it sometimes, and I'm always exactly the same. Curtains drawn exactly the same. Sometimes it's there.
That's his
sometimes
drunk wife.
For how long do you see him?
Until I stop looking at him and go to sleep.
You mean you just lie there with a chap standing in the room and you go to sleep?
Yes.
I tell you, it doesn't worry him at all.
It doesn't worry him at all.
To have that in your house at night, I would have thought.
Well, it certainly doesn't seem to bother him, but I can't say that I would really like it. I'm glad it sort of haunts him, not me.
Did you say you'd seen somebody else as well?
In this house, no, not really. Only there's sometimes this bloke, sometimes a woman up there, girl.
A girl?
Yes.
A woman or a girl?
Girl, really.
What does she look
She
like?
just stands there, sort of turns her head a bit. Well, she's very nice.
She's very nice.
How old?
25.
Does she talk?
No. I say, if they talk, I'd be happier.
Why?
I'd have a talk with them if I'd find out something.
This guy's
you
brilliant.
tried to talk to them?
No.
Well, I mean, if you don't try,
No. But I used to see them. I've seen one when I was on the buses. I occasionally saw them. I'd see somebody waiting in a bus stop for me, and I'd pull up.
You were a bus driver, were you?
Yes, I'd pull up. You see, nobody there. Well, everybody would think, "What are you stopping for?" They see you're a bit of a fool. That happened about.
He sees dead people.
28 years.
Does it strike you as strange that you see ghosts?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it is really. I don't know what I see. I mean, I don't know whether they're there or it's my imagination.
It's a good question, though.
I got an open mind.
What do you think? I've got an open mind.
You see a man standing in the bedroom.
You can, we won't speak to you. But I'm quite sure if I got out of bed, he'd just disappear.
Now, Mrs. Roy, your husband sees a man standing in the room, and he has an open mind about ghosts. Now, this is crazy to me, but what do you think?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Just one of those things.
She's there with a
You
cigarette.
can't say it's just
Well,
one
I
of those
don't
things.
know.
Figure standing in the bedroom.
Now, this next bit is something that which pretty much got me into the paranormal in a way. I mean, when I was really young, I used to read books, and I read a book of Arthur C. Clarke's Strange Mysteries and stuff like that. And one of the stories that got me sort of interested at an early age, we're talking like about 10 years old, because I was still in junior school, was the Borley Rectory. This guy goes to Borley. Fascinating.
This is Britain's most remarkable haunted place, on the borders of Essex and Suffolk. In 1863, a rectory was built here, and just about every strange phenomena have been reported over the years. So, Peter Underwood, you are president of the Ghost Club in England, which makes you one of the leading
He
ghost
looks...
hunters. And here
He
we
looks
are
like a
at Borley
he looks like a Bond
Rectory,
villain.
one of the most haunted houses in the country. Is that right?
Well, yes, but we're not actually at Borley Rectory, because Borley Rectory stood over there and is no longer there. But I'm quite convinced, beyond any shadow of doubt, that the house that stood just across the road was and fully lived up to its name as the most haunted house in England.
Why are you convinced?
the accumulation of evidence over the years is absolutely shattering. It all began with
Shattering.
legend, and of course the most familiar aspect of the haunting is a ghost nun, which has been seen for something like, well, nearly 100 years. One of the rectors even bricked up one of the windows because he said the phantom nun looked in at him having his breakfast. Over the years, phantom figures have been seen, footsteps have been heard, solid, heavy footsteps on floorboards. Messages have been scribbled on the walls and on pieces of paper, apparently from a French nun asking for light, mass and prayers. Bones have been found, 2 skulls have been found, one was buried in the churchyard, the other...
Were they identified as women, or female, or...?
One of them was identified as a young female, and it's rather interesting because a dental surgeon discovered that there was a deep-seated abscess in the jawbone, and nearly all the people who have reported seeing the nun have said that she appeared sad-faced, unhappy.
Because of a dental problem.
She would indeed.
So really, we're talking about the ghosts of a nun with toothache.
That's what it sounds
there
like.
we go.
Yes, yes. But putting all that on one side,
He's trying not.
We've got the
He's trying not to laugh.
Of 4 rectors from 1892, from 1863 rather, until 1935.
So the Borley Rectory was haunted by a nun with toothache.
Wives, many
mystery solved.
All of whom assert that they heard, saw, and felt things which they can't explain.
That's the picture that I remember.
The evidence is absolutely overwhelming that this was indeed the most haunted house in England. It was in 1937 that when the Smiths were here, Smith had recently come to England from India, and he just walked into this and he wondered what was happening. He saw a figure, he saw a phantom coach, his lights suddenly blared up, bells rang. He didn't know what to do, and he wrote to
I would have
national
shit
paper,
myself.
and they sent down Harry Price, who was the leading
Harry
psychic
Price?
investigator at that time. And of course he was fascinated once he heard the story and started...
Everybody knows who Harry Price is.
The ecclesiastical authorities decided that the house was no longer suitable for a rector to live in, and Price decided to rent it.
If you don't know who Harry Price is, I'll put a link in the description below which will tell you all about him.
Identical phenomena, footsteps, lights, noises, bell ringing and so on. And then the place was sold privately to a cracked Grigson, and while he owned it, somewhat mysterious fire took place, and
that's that ruined the place.
Once the rectory was destroyed,
I'd love to have gone here.
There was no building on the site. Then
I'd love to have gone here.
Transferred their activities to the church, where visiting rectors have seen figures, have heard noises.
So what they're saying is that the ghosts of the nun and everything that are associated with the house moved over to the church, which was opposite.
At Epping, working on the M11 motorway extension, is one of Borley's most remarkable witnesses. Mr. Croom Hollingsworth and a team of investigators taped recordings in the church and spent many nights observing the rectory grounds.
I got a team together with Roy Potter, and we did actually...
Look at his shirt.
We concentrated mostly.
Have you seen anything there?
Oh, yes. In June, I can't even remember the exact date, but in June we sighted the nun.
You did?
Oh, yes, 2 of us.
What time of day?
Well, I would say somewhere about 1:45 in the morning it was. It was an absolutely full moon. And
1:45,
we couldn't...
and it was a full moon.
We were astonished, but when we saw this apparition go through bushes and through railings and across a trench, we knew we were really onto something. So we had an observation actually 11 minutes. And
we saw this nun walk. We were like, I think we're onto something here.
11 minutes, exactly. Well, I wouldn't say exactly, but around about 11 minutes. 9 to 11 minutes. Now, this, I had a wonderful view of her because she came towards me and then she stood still for some time and I was able to have a good look at the nun. She actually started on the original Old Nun's Walk, which is in the back garden of some people's bungalow. And she disappeared in the back part of their bungalow.
If there are any paranormal investigators that live in this area, you need to go here.
Actually, she finished up behind the rectory and disappeared in some shrubs there. The nun, when she's looking at you, she's not seeing you at all. She's not seeing you. Even when she was supposed to stand in the old days of Harry Price, stand looking in the rectory window, she's not seeing the rectory.
Watching the man eat his
she's
breakfast.
She's in her own period. She's seeing something that's there in her period. And that's why she appeared about a foot from the ground, which I...
She wasn't on the ground?
Well, she was a foot above it. Now, this was due, I'm sure, to the original level.
She was
since then,
a hovering
so
nun.
I would say she was at the original level in her period.
Weird experience.
That makes sense.
Oh,
A woman gliding along a foot above the ground for 10 minutes.
Well, it may seem absurd to you, but I'm going by what I saw. And this, of course, has been substantiated by my chief investigator, who is a very hard-headed person, doesn't believe in this type of thing. In fact, so his reaction was to throw a brick.
Throw a brick?
Yes, at her. Yes, and went right through her.
It's a levitating
Well,
nun.
I think it was a good thing to do, because it actually proved that it was nothing fake. Actually, I got in contact with
I love it.
David Ellis, who was at Cambridge University studying on scholarship and psychic research. And Ellis was that, he was so surprised what we were getting at Borley and so thrilled. He said, well, now, Luke, have you tried the church? Why not try and do some tape work in that church? And then we concentrated in the church, and we got another person.
If you like, honestly, the link to the whole video, and it's really interesting. I'm there taking the mick out of it, but it's actually really great.
So we'll go in and listen to those recordings.
It's excellent,
And a warning,
and
do not
I
adjust your
advise
television picture.
anybody to go and watch it.
my
So
tape
what they
recorder's
do
down
is
by the
now,
tomb.
just to finish off, they do an investigation in the
This is
church.
the tomb of the Waldegrave family, who were associated with the area for many years.
Now, what I've done is I have skipped some of this investigation, right? Because it goes on for quite a while, and I want you to see all yourself. But the presenter and the guy, the Bond villain who we saw earlier, they're actually in the church, but the voiceover of the tapes of like the diary tapes, if you like, of one of the investigators who investigated the church. And he's sort of letting you know what's going on with some of the sounds he heard. And apparently, with no visual documentation of what's happening here, they left recorders in there. And the investigators just had recorders. Obviously, there was no night vision cameras back then. So they're just investigating with tape recorders. So anything could have happened. But let's just listen to what they caught.
At first, we thought we'd recorded the sound of the chancel door being opened, so we investigated this possibility. But neither of these sounds in any way seems to match the ghostly one.
A door latch.
Nothing in the vicinity of the altar that we could find could account for the strange recording. We were so intrigued by these events that we returned to the church the following Saturday and spent the entire night there. Having searched the building once more, we locked the machines in. And already the atmosphere seemed to be changing. Two of the teams said they felt they were being watched by somebody. Now follows the most remarkable sound of all. For quite clearly, the center microphone picked up what obviously is a human sigh.
That sounded like somebody who just ejaculated.
To try again during summer conditions. We started recording about 1 a.m. and the first tapes revealed the natural ambience of the building and nothing else. But as we entered the church at about 1:45, we all felt a change in the atmosphere. I had a definite tingle pulsing through my body and a feeling as though a presence were pressing against my back. And yet there was nothing horrific about it. We felt certain, however, that this run would produce results, and we were right. It's the most surprising sound we've heard to date, and we were able to locate it as originating just in front of the altar rail.
It's just somebody knocking.
If there is anybody in this church...
And apparently there was nobody in there.
We'd be grateful if you would try and do something tonight. Perhaps you could give us some indication of how we can help you. At about 3:20 in the morning, we picked up the sound of faint rapping.
There was definitely something there. Anyway,
at the end of August.
You need to go and watch this documentary for yourself.
And this
it's brilliant.
Worthwhile. for in the small hours,
The full
a glow
link
was
is in the
observed
description
around the
below.
door.
And if you liked this and you want to see more of these little videos, also please let me know in the comments below. Do me a favour, please hype. If you are new, please subscribe. If you are new, we do normally go out and investigate. But unfortunately, I've got a hip issue, which I'm hoping will be rectified within the next couple of weeks. So we're going to be out filming. We've got collaborations. We've got buildings to go to. We've got fucking stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed a little glimpse of UK paranormal investigating from 1975. And a little bit of proof that even back 51 years ago, these people were better than some of the YouTube shite that's out there now. Till next time, take it easy.
3 miles in the dark, 'cause he's so